What's up, everybody? Dan here. Thanks so much for joining in for another video. So I know it's been a long time since you guys have heard from me. Been about 4 months or so, but if you've been around here a long time, you know that's pretty typical of me. When it gets nice outside during the summer here where I live, we spend as much time outside as possible. So I tend to veer away from doing YouTube content during that time of the year. But for the 8 or some odd months, during the year where the weather is not prime, I hop back into YouTube. So from here on out, for the remainder of time here, you'll see me trickling videos back in like normal. Again, those of you who've been around know that's pretty much my typical routine. That's how I've always done things, and we'll continue here on out. But the good thing about that is we are back now. I have time to do YouTube stuff again. And what better to start with here with my first official video back with some of RaceRoom's new content and my thoughts on it. If you guys are longtime viewers, you will know that RaceRoom is absolutely one of my favorite, if not my favorite, sim out there as far as sounds and driving dynamics. It's just been one of my favorite. Of course, to each their own. Everybody has their own opinion, but in my opinion, even though RaceRoom is long over 10 years old now, it is still one of the best, and they've done a great job updating it and trying to keep it in line with the modern sims. Even though there are certain aspects of the game that are a little long in the tooth, to me it is still one of the ones that I enjoy the most when driving. So they just recently released this brand new DTM content pack. Part of it's brand new, part of it is a carryover. I'll talk more about that here soon, but it's been out for a couple of days, and it is the DTM 2024 car pack. In my opinion, RaceRoom does DTM the best. They have been the king of DTM content for as long back as I can remember, basically since the sim first started, because they were very DTM heavy originally with their early content. And they have got anything from really old classics. When I say classics, I mean 90s, because that's kind of when DTM started. And it's a European Championship Series, if you're not familiar with what DTM is. But they've got really awesome classics from the 90s and then the 2000s, and of course you can work your way up to this really modern stuff, and the latest modern pack is this DTM 2024 car pack. And what it includes is 7 total cars. I think the big ticket items here are going to be the 2 brand new cars, which are the Lamborghini Huracan GT3 EVO. I know a lot of people online were very excited to drive that car. And then the Mclaren 720S GT3 EVO. Those are going to be brand new cars to this series. It also includes 5 refreshed cars that were also included in the 2023 pack that existed already. That's the Audi R8 LMS, the BMW M4, Ferrari 296 GT3, Mercedes-AMG GT3, and the Porsche 992 911 GT3, which interestingly enough is actually my most favorite car out of this pack. I typically don't really like to drive the Porsches. I'm not a big fan of rear engine cars, but for whatever reason, they did a really phenomenal job, and that's the one I prefer to drive, but they're all really good. So details you need to know about this is that all the cars in the pack, the new and the older version, come with 2024 season liveries. These are the real liveries that you would see if you're watching this on TV, the actual series. And then the existing cars that are basically copy overs from the previous season have had their performance values tweaked to keep them balanced with these new cars. And yeah, they are all exceptional and really, really good. I have really been enjoying my time with these. If you haven't seen, I actually released each one of these cars with no commentary. I did an onboard lap and then a TV replay. If you just want to hear how they sound and stuff like that, I will link that in the description below. That's just the in-car and then exterior camera replays with just the sounds and everything amazing about RaceRoom with no talking. Now, the reason why DTM, in my opinion, is really awesome is because it's a very fast car, but they're very accessible for new users. The modern DTM cars have a lot of tech, and it helps you keep these vehicles on the road, where a lot of times if you're new to sim racing, if you try to jump into a really fast car, it can be quite discouraging, because it's, you know, sim racing is not your Forzas, you know what I mean? It is quite difficult to keep these cars on the road, but the DTMs have really a lot of fail safes to keep anybody on track, which makes them really exciting and really accessible for new players. And it also makes it very tight racing, which I really, really enjoy. No matter which one of these vehicles you drive, they are very, very balanced. And that's if you're going to run all of the GT3 or all of the pack from the 2024 or the 2023, and even previous before that. All of these packs in this game are really tight, fun racing. You know, one of the things that I've always thought is very phenomenal about RaceRoom, and it's no different here with this pack, is they have got some of the most amazing sounds. RaceRoom makes you feel like you are actually in the experience, especially if you have a really good set of headphones. That 3D dynamic sound is amazing, but even if you just have some decent speakers, no other sim I've ever played gives you that feeling of being in the sim with the rocks hit the bottom of the car, and there's just all this dynamic is the word I would use for it. It's just amazing. And of course, with this newest pack, it is no different. I did notice in my playing or actually watching some replays that it does seem they've got some balancing issues on a few of the cars, specifically the Ferrari and the BMW is what I noticed the most with their blow-off valves. I think they're just a bit too loud compared, again, the balancing compared to the actual engine sounds, because I don't know, it just sounds a little different. Check it out, see what you think. Of course, it's not a huge deal. When you're racing, you're in the car. It's not as important. The sounds outside of the car, inside the car, they sound amazing. Yeah, and so that's great. And then so I'll just end this after my testing and driving this stuff. I will ask the question, should you spend the money and buy this pack? And one thing that I don't agree with too much with RaceRoom in general is the way they price their items and their content. I think there's just better ways to do it, and it can be expensive if you end up buying a lot of stuff. So I'll answer that question with this. If you don't have a 2023 pack or the 2022 pack or anything modern, and you want to know what the DTM is all about in RaceRoom, then absolutely yes. Go ahead and pick up this as a whole pack, because you're going to love it. It is absolutely fantastic. The force feedback and the physics in this is some of the best, if not the best, period, and it's done really well in this car pack. Now, if you've already got the 2023 pack and you're really only interested in getting the Lamborghini and the Mclaren because those are technically the new cars, you really can get away with just purchasing those two cars or just one of them, and you can run those with the 2023 pack, because yes, the cars were slightly updated, but if I'm honest, they feel almost identical. Those original refresh cars, the physics feel very similar. They sound the same. The model of the car is exactly the same from what I can tell. So you really can get away with mix and matching whatever from the 2024 pack with the 2023 pack, and I think you're going to have just a fine time. Seems like those cars are comparable in performance and stuff like that, so it might be slightly different, but it's not enough to matter. So if you don't have any of these cars and you want to buy a pack, definitely go ahead and get the most modern 2024 pack, of course. But if you've already got pieces or the whole 2023 pack, then just get the brand new cars, save a little money. But either way, test these things out, try them out for yourself. They are amazing. If you don't know this, RaceRoom allows you to test any vehicle out there that they have in the sim for free. You can drive it as long as you want and test out any car before you buy it. So I highly recommend to at least go try out the Lamborghini, because I know that's the car that most people are excited about, and it absolutely sounds the best for sure. And you know, Lamborghinis are pretty insane, and it's no different here in this pack. So try these cars out, buy the pack if you don't have it, and have a good time. And let me know in the comments what you think below. I think it's amazing, but if you've known me for a long time, you know that I think most of RaceRoom's content is pretty damn amazing, and it's no different here. So thanks so much for checking out the video, guys. I will chat with you very soon here, and I hope you look forward to getting some new content out very soon. We'll see you later.